I'm lost.
This Londoner doesn't even know what to say to his son, who's watching this horrible story on the news.
So he's listening to all these new words about hate crime, Islamophobia.
It is a reality Muslim Canadians confront and other Canadians often ignore. A level of hate increasingly towards Muslims. It is so distressing for those who believed they were welcomed in this country.
Every so often there's this, it bobs its ugly head that, okay, hey, we're still here, you're not wanted.
There has been a steady increase in police-reported hate crimes in Canada from fewer than 1,200 in 2013 to more than 1,900 in 2019. The number of hate crimes motivated just by religion overall actually fell 7% in 2019, the most recent year from Statistics Canada. But hate crimes against the Muslim population rose 9% that same year.
They're looking for scapegoats.
This researcher says some hate groups can stoke fear of Muslims that can lead to violence. And some individuals may not even join a group.
Individuals consuming, what they are finding on some of these white supremacist, Islamophobic, neo-Nazi sites, and that is informing their own view of the world.
London, like Canada, is home to a growing Muslim population. Hate crimes here are above the national average, as they are in several major cities. But some academics say Canadians must recognize a dark side to their image as a welcoming country.
There is a virulent strain of anti-immigrant, anti-Muslim sentiment in Canada. And unfortunately, not all of the political class is willing to accept that and deal with it accordingly.
Advocates say anti-Muslim hatred has to bring more than just condemnation.
We don't need just to tackle white supremacy, but we also need to, prosecute the perpetrators, but also the people that are inciting this hatred and this fear, online and elsewhere in communities.
The rate of hate crimes appears unlikely to drop until hate itself is addressed more directly. Eric Sorensen, Global News, Toronto.
You're watching Global National.
Political debate was set aside in the House of Commons today as party leaders reflected on the events in London. The worst kind of politics can and does deepen divides and fuel intolerance. As our chief political correspondent David Aiken reports, today it was the NDP leader who clearly articulated what needs to change.
NDP leader Jagmeet Singh was angry.
And I think about what that means when people say this is not our Canada. The reality is this is our Canada. This is our Canada.
You should cut your turban off.
Singh, a Sikh Canadian, has been the target himself of racist and sometimes violent attacks.
We don't want to be intimidated by hate.
Often by those who confuse him for a Muslim. He had this call to action.
We need to tackle online hate. It is a real thing. Online hate is radicalizing people. Online hate is spreading messages that teach people to hate.
The Prime Minister is ready to move.
As leaders and as Canadians, we not only have to say enough is enough, we must take action.
The Prime Minister noted his government has already boosted funding for anti-racism programs and will provide more security infrastructure money for mosques and other places of worship. And he promised to do more.
This is happening here in Canada, and it has to stop.
The opposition leader, Aaron O'Toole, turned his thoughts to the attack's lone survivor, 9-year-old Fayez Afzaal.
Because there's a 9-year-old boy lying in a hospital bed, we have to strive to learn and be better. The Canada of his future needs to be better than the Canada of Sunday evening.
David Aiken, Global News, Ottawa.